Yo, what's up designers? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jimmy. So we're just going to jump right at the computer and show you guys Austin Powell's third and final industrial design portfolio in the next couple moments. This is going to be part 3. So if you haven't yet seen it, go and check out part 1 and part 2 where I literally walk through every single page and every single project of Austin Powell's industrial design portfolio. The reason why I'm bringing this to you guys is because he is a senior. He's about to graduate pretty soon. So obviously he has his portfolio set up to where he can start applying for his first real-world full-time industrial design job. For a lot of you guys, if you're still a student, you're eventually gonna get there, you're already there, you're gonna have to make a portfolio in the next couple years to start applying for jobs yourself. And so this is gonna be a great example to base your portfolio off of. So before I actually jump into the computer and show you guys his final project in his portfolio, what I wanna talk about is portfolio setup. Is this a great way to set up your portfolio? This example that I'm showing you guys where each and every project is extremely thorough. What I have my students do is every time they start a project, give me a brand, show me the research, show me the competitor research, show me the user experience, jumping into the ideation, the sketching, the prototyping and the CAD and all the great renderings and the feature shots and the color studies. I really want each and every product that they design to be this thorough. But the reason why I have them do this is because I know that you're still a student, so you're not really working on real world projects where it's eventually going to be manufactured and be put on the shelves. You're working on these very theoretical projects that your professor has proposed to you. And so the idea is you want to make them as real as possible, and you want to show off your skills as much as possible as a student getting into the real world. You want to show off that you have graphics design skills, that you have ideation skills, you have CAD skills, you have rendering skills, you have all of these very technical skills so that you can show these potential employers that you have the skills to do what they are looking for you to do. This is the reason why I want you guys to have all this background information so that you know how to do the research. All of this is represented in this thorough portfolio for your student portfolio, okay? This is very different than, say, a professional portfolio where you've been really working on a ton of projects for maybe 3 to 5 years plus, and you've already worked on these products that are already manufactured and you could buy it on the shelves already. When you're at this stage, your portfolio might look a lot different than, say, a student portfolio, because you might just only show solutions now. You might only show final renderings and that you've worked on this product for this company and that product for that company that you can already buy like on Amazon, right? They've already kind of trust that you know how to do the work. You already have the skills to be able to get the job done. And so you don't really need to show too much of the background and too much of the skills. Just show that you're confident and that you're good and that you're professional. So that's a lot how my portfolio is set up. It just shows kind of the products that I've worked on, the final solutions, because a lot of it too has to do with confidentiality. You don't want to show too much backstory and all the processes and all the different ideas and iterations, because a lot of that stuff is confidential. So you kind of just want to show what's already out there, what you can already see on the website for that product. And they already trust and they already know that you can do the work. And so that's the major difference between a professional portfolio and, say, a student portfolio where you're trying to really show yourself. So that's why I want you guys to set up your portfolio in this way. But this is only one way to set up your portfolio, and this is my reasoning for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the computer, and I want to show you guys Austin Powell's third industrial design project in his portfolio. Alrighty guys, we're here at Austin's final project within his industrial design portfolio. Shout out to Austin for allowing me to share his project with you guys. Definitely leave some nice comments down below, because Austin has been watching this series and he's been reading the comments, so please go ahead, if you like something, let him know down in the comments. Alright guys, and please, if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It would really help me out, help out the YouTube algorithm to get these videos out to a lot more people so that they can benefit off of it. And also, oh my goodness guys, huge shout out to just you, because we just hit 50,000 subscribers not too long ago, and this was, a great achievement. I was extremely happy when that happened. And so next big goal is 100K, so if you haven't yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button to get more videos like these. And let's go guys, 100K, that is going to be the big goal. All right, So let's go ahead and talk about Austin's third and final project. This is Nimbus. I don't really know what it is, but this is a very cool rendering. I love all the details and the texturing and this angle that he selected. So that's the whole point with an intro shot, is that you don't really know what it is, you know, but you're showing a very cool rendering of it and you're intriguing the viewer to want them to keep continuing to look at it. Call that the hook. Just like in a book, in any kind of story, that's the hook. You want to hook your viewer so that they can continue viewing your project. And so this is a great rendering of that. It's a great way to achieve the hook. So next here is more of a description of what the product is about, the inspiration, how Austin came up with this idea. And as you guys can tell, this is a lot more text than what you have noticed with the very first two projects that I showed you guys already. And I think the reason is because this is more of a futuristic project, it's more very sci-fi, so it needs a little bit more explanation. And so you're going to see a little bit more text compared to the other two in this project. Essentially what this is it's a drone that is an assistant to help out maybe some astronauts in space. You can see that Austin's created these very cool renderings of how this product will live in its environment on a day-to-day basis, you know, helping this guy here, this astronaut here out. So this here is going to be his sketches. So, you know, you might immediately just look at this and be like, oh, well, these aren't really great sketches, you know, that's not in perspective and all that stuff. Well, you know, guys, you don't have to be a great sketcher in order to be a great designer, you know. Sketching, all it really is to help you put your ideas down onto paper in a very fast and easy way. When you want to show something off in a great, beautiful way, I mean, that's all down to your rendering, that's all down to your CAD work, guys. All the refinement stuff is in your actual prototype, your renderings, and your CAD. You know, you don't really have to show that with sketching. Sketching is an early process, it's an early stage, and so it's really just to get your ideas down onto paper. So, you know, you don't think that you have to be an amazing sketcher in order to be an industrial designer, which is a huge question that I always receive. Okay, guys, don't let that stop you. So it looks like he just did some sketches with a piece of paper and a pen or something like that, and then he scanned it in, and then he composed it in this way right here to show off that sketching ideation phase. Then after that, moving on to the mock-up phase, which is a great page to have. I would say this is almost practically a requirement to have in your portfolio, is the mock-up, which is essentially just a low fidelity kind of like physical 3D representation of your concept. You know, this is kind of just like something rough to show that you understand engineering. You're not just an exterior designer to try to make something look pretty. You're just an artist, you know. We understand mechanics, so you really should show that off with these mock-ups, and they don't have to be, you know, very refined. That'll come later, but you can see how we just used some cardboard that he cut off very roughly. We can see maybe a combination of some 3D printed parts, and then of course the mechanics that he's designed, it makes it so that it expands larger, and then it compresses a little bit smaller, and then completely small right here. So we can see that with some of his renderings here, kind of compresses in a very thin way, and then it's also very bulbous, and so it deflates and it inflates, which kind of also tells me that this clear, frosty, transparent part is maybe like a rubber jelly material versus a, you know, a hard kind of frost cloudy plastic. And so that's immediately what I thought, was that this was a hard plastic part. But, you know, now that I see that it expands and contracts, it shows me that's a very flexible material. And again, guys, going back to the whole mechanics, understanding that you understand mechanical engineering, this is a great shot when you take off the outer shell, which Austin could have just only designed the outer shell, but he also took a lot of time to design the mechanics of the interior, which you can see with all of this kind of like, you know, threaded parts right here, all the color material finishes with these circles, all the sensors on the side, you know, the camera unit. And, you know, again, it just shows that you understand mechanical engineering. This is the skill that you want to show off to potential employers, telling them that you're just not a pretty, you know, designer to make things look better. You know, you can design and mechanical engineer things yourself as well. Maybe we don't understand it 100% to the level of real mechanical engineers, but we need to understand these very basic linkages. This is the shot here, an exploded view shot of understanding how parts kind of come together and how they're taken apart. So exploded view really shows that skill off in a great way. And this is here here gonna show off some of the very detailed kind of form that Austin has added into his design here. So I love all these different materials, these color changes. You know, this ring here is a different color than this ring. You could also see some rough plastic texture on this one where you don't see it on this one. And this is going to be more of a cloudy translucent material. He has some call outs right here just to kind of tell the user what this button actually does. I love this camera unit here that he's done. You know, all the different kind of detail work with the lens and the ring around the lens and the plastic part around that, and then the larger plastic part with this kind of sensor or screw hole maybe, and this deco ring with this lens around that. Like all these little different parts, this complexity really makes it seem very real, even though obviously we know this is a very conceptual product, this is a very sci-fi kind of product. But even with that, you want to make sure to design this product to where it looks extremely real and looks like it's manufactured and all that good stuff, you know. And this here is showing off where the product is going to live on a day-to-day basis. It's great that Austin's really thought through that. He's designed this rack here and these little pod things that the drones can live inside of, and you can see how it cups inside of there, like this negative cavity with the drone fitting inside of that. So very, very cool. And here's going to be another touch point here. You know, this shot is cool because it shows the scale of this product. So, you know, it's a sci-fi product and we don't really know how big it is. We've been seeing it fill up the whole screen, the whole monitor, the whole, you know, your whole phone. So it's hard to tell the scale of this product. So adding a little hand right here, it really shows how big this product will actually be. And here's going to be more of the detail work that Austin's really thought of. You know, this product is obviously not going to be real, it's not going to be manufactured, but he knows that with a product like this, it's going to need some kind of propulsion system, so that he's designed this like bladeless propulsion system. And this kind of reminds me of a lot of like the Dyson products, how, you know, their fan or their heater doesn't really have blades in it to blow the air towards us, but you know, it's still able to do so even without the blades. So this kind of reminds me of that. Pretty cool. And then also the sensors here, because you don't want this drone to be just bumping into stuff. It needs to have some sensors. So again, even though this is not real, he's thought about those things that this product might need if it were real. Okay, and then this here is just showing how this product is actually going to help, you know, the actual astronaut or anybody really. It shows here how it's picking up some kind of a box here, you know, with all of these multiple drones working together. So, you know, they talk to each other. And then this is just talking about how this product will light up, maybe even communicating with the person that it's actually helping. So interesting shot here. And this is moving on to the prototype. So now we can see that Austin has really refined this product, you know, moving from the mock-up all the way up into this prototype here with all the different linkages. He used 3D printing in order to achieve all this. Somebody asked me what kind of 3D printing. If you guys notice all these different layers here and all these little ridges and lines you could see by the reflection here, usually that is an FDM kind of printer, where it's essentially just printing melting pieces of plastic and laying down layer by layer by layer until you could build this whole kind of thing up. And you don't just 3D print it all like this. Like a lot of it is you print each and every part and then you assemble it all together. And this is just really finishing it all off, guys. This is the final closing shot. You can see how he's utilized this kind of like depth of field a little bit right here where this is blurred out. So really just showing the space of it all and really just closing everything out, you know, so not really too much explanation other than, you know, just finishing it off with a really cool shot. So, you know, that is really about it, guys. So he has 3 different projects. He's been very thorough with each and every project, showing off the different aspects of his product, you know, how it works, how it comes together, the different prototypes, the different skills, you know, the graphics design and all of that stuff. So, you know, this is a great way to set up your portfolio. So if you guys like this video, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Also, leave a comment down below. Let Austin know that you love this project. And also, guys, hit that subscribe button so that we can hit 100K. Let's go, baby. All right, guys, that is about it. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. It's a Wednesday now, so I'm about to celebrate my Thanksgiving. So I hope you guys spend a lot of time with your family, and I'll catch you in the next video. All right, guys, peace.